In a country where the dream of homeownership feels like it's slipping through our fingers, where headlines scream about million-dollar condos and bidding wars over houses with leaking roofs, there's a different story unfolding. Not in Manhattan, not in Los Angeles, but in the places no one is watching. In the cracks of America's forgotten cities, a quiet opportunity is rising. Because while the rest of the world is chasing skyscrapers and tech hubs, a new wave of homeowners is discovering something powerful. That you can still own a home for $100,000. And not just a roof over your head, a real home, with walls that echo history, porches that hold Sunday mornings, and backyards that grow old with your kids. Detroit was once the heartbeat of American industry, the Motor City, a place where steel and sweat built fortunes and neighborhoods. But then came the collapse. Factories shut down, families left, entire streets were abandoned. For years, Detroit was branded a ghost town, the punchline to every housing crash joke. But beneath the ashes, something began to stir. Artists moved into empty warehouses. Entrepreneurs bought storefronts for the price of a used car. And slowly, street by street, Detroit began to breathe again. Today, in neighborhoods like Bagley or East English Village, $100,000 can buy you a 3-bedroom brick home with hardwood floors, an actual yard, and neighbors who've lived there for decades, holding on to hope even when the city gave them none. These aren't just homes, they're pieces of a comeback story. And if you're willing to believe in Detroit's second act, it might just change yours too. Then there's Cleveland, a city that never asked for the spotlight, but always carried the weight. Built on iron and grit, it thrived through hard winters and harder work. And while the coastal cities chased apps and hedge funds, Cleveland stayed grounded, quietly affordable, unapologetically local. You walk through old Brooklyn or Glenville, and you find homes that tell stories of Polish grandmothers baking bread, of union workers raising families, of communities that endured. For $100,000 in Cleveland, you don't just get a structure, you get space, 2 stories, a front porch, maybe even a duplex. Live in one, rent the other. You get history baked into every brick, and a city that, like you, knows how to stretch a dollar. Buffalo isn't just about wings and snowstorms, it's about resilience. Once one of America's most prosperous cities, thanks to its position on the Erie Canal, Buffalo saw its fortunes fade as industry moved out and the winters got harder to survive. But now, Buffalo is buzzing. There's an underground art scene, startups downtown. Even the Bills are finally winning. In neighborhoods like Kaisertown or Lovejoy, $100,000 buys you more than just 4 walls. It buys you into a community where neighbors shovel each other's sidewalks, where porches are social media, and where old homes, with stained glass windows and original woodwork, are waiting for someone to care again. Buffalo doesn't need to be loud to make a statement. It just needs people who see its quiet potential. Head down south, and you'll find a different kind of story, one filled with heat, history, and healing. Birmingham, Alabama, once torn by civil rights battles, now stands as a city of rebirth. And hidden within its winding roads and tree-lined blocks are homes that tell stories of the Old South and dreams of a new one. In areas like East Lake or Collegeville, $100,000 can still buy a full-sized home. Not a fixer-upper you regret in a week, but a cottage with character, a ranch with roots, or a craftsman with a past. And what makes Birmingham unique isn't just affordability. It's the way the city holds on to its soul. From BBQ joints with more history than your textbooks, to streets that march their way into the nation's conscience. Buying a home here is like buying into America's most complicated and most courageous story. And then there's Pittsburgh, a city built on steel, fire, and pride. But when the smokestack stopped breathing, Pittsburgh didn't fold. It evolved. Today it's a strange blend of old and new. Cobblestone streets beneath tech startups, iron bridges connecting indie coffee shops and robotics labs. Yet amidst the buzz, there are still homes waiting for someone with vision. In places like Carrick or Belts Hoover, $100,000 can unlock a brick duplex with city views or a modest family home perched on a hill. It's not always polished, it might need work, but Pittsburgh has always rewarded hard work. And if you're looking to lay down roots in a city that understands what it means to build and rebuild, this might be your place. So no, you don't need $1 million to own a home. You don't need to win the lottery or wait until the next crash. What you need is perspective, the courage to look beyond the headlines, to explore the places no one else is searching. Because the American dream didn't die, it just moved. And if you're willing to follow it, you just might find that $100,000 is more than enough. If you found this story inspiring, share it with someone who still believes homeownership is out of reach. And for more real estate stories that tell the truth, not just the trend, don't forget to subscribe. We'll be here, telling the stories no one else is.